All right, so there's a new AutoHotkey update out, version 2.0.20. And if you're getting ready for a whole list of flashy new commands and features, well, hold on a second. This release is about something that, honestly, is way more important. It's about making your scripts more stable and predictable. That's right. The whole point of this update is just bug fixes and polish. You can think of it less like getting new tools for your toolbox and more like having every single tool you already own sharpened to perfection. This is the kind of update that stops those weird, head-scratching bugs that can drive you absolutely nuts. In a lot of ways, rock-solid reliability, that's the best feature you can ask for. So you're probably wondering, how do these fixes actually help me? We're going to break down some of the most important changes so you can see exactly how this update makes your automation stronger, your GUIs more stable, and your hotkeys, well, actually do what you tell them to do. So here's our game plan. We'll start with a quick overview, then we'll dive into the three big areas: hotkeys, some of that more advanced scripting stuff, and GUIs. Then we'll wrap it all up by talking about why this update really is a big deal, and of course, where you can go to learn even more. Okay, first things first, let's just get a bird's eye view of what's inside version 2.0.20. As you can see, the fixes are spread out all over the place, from script stability to how hotkeys are handled. But here's the most important thing on this slide. Right at the bottom, there are no breaking changes. You can update right now with total confidence, knowing your existing scripts aren't going to suddenly blow up. This is all about making things better, not making more work for you. All right, let's jump in to our first deep dive, and this one's a biggie for pretty much every single AutoHotkey user out there: hotkeys. We're going to talk about squashing those frustrating ghost inputs and other unpredictable stuff. You know that feeling, right, where a modifier key fires when it shouldn't, or you make a tiny typo in a remap and your whole script just disappears without a word? If you're nodding along, you are going to love these next few fixes. So here's a fix for a classic headache. Before, if you used that little tilde prefix, the one that lets a key's normal function pass through, it could still accidentally trigger a totally separate hotkey when you let go of the key. Not anymore. Now it works just like you'd think it should. The tilde does its job, and only its job, which makes your more complex hotkey combos way more reliable. Oh man, this next fix is a huge quality of life improvement. In the past, if you had a simple typo in a remap, like say you tried to remap a key that doesn't even exist, your script would just crash. Silently. No warning, no error, nothing. Now, AutoHotkey is smart enough to see that, and it will tell you exactly what's wrong. This turns a mysterious crash that could take forever to find into a really simple 5-second fix. So just to recap all the hotkey goodness: modifiers are more predictable, key-up events are handled better, bad remaps actually tell you they're bad, and some of those tricky prefix combos are just more stable. It's all about making your inputs do exactly what you told them to do every single time. Okay, let's shift gears and talk about a couple of fixes for the more advanced scripters out there. This section is all about little changes that help you build more complex, more robust code, especially if you're working with things like nested functions and classes. Now, to really get this next fix, we got to talk about a concept called the grandparent static variable. I know, it sounds super complicated, but stick with me, the idea is actually pretty straightforward. Just imagine you have a function, and inside that you have another function, and inside that one you have a static function. The problem was that the grandchild function on the inside couldn't properly access variables from the grandparent function on the outside. So before this update, that function buried deep inside couldn't really see the variable from its grandparent. This basically broke the whole inheritance chain and forced you to come up with some pretty clunky workarounds. Well, now it's fixed. This lets you write much cleaner, more powerful, object-oriented code right inside your scripts. It's a big deal for complex projects. Here's another change that might look small, but it has a really big impact on just writing good, clean code. The very first parameter in the reg-write function is now required. So why does that matter? Well, because before, you could actually accidentally forget to put the registry key name in there, and it wouldn't cause an immediate error. It would just lead to these really subtle, hard to track down bugs later. By making it mandatory, the script now forces you to be clear and explicit, which, as you know, is a huge part of writing good, maintainable code. Next on our list, let's talk about GUIs, graphical user interfaces. If you've ever built one in AutoHotkey, you know that stability is just everything. This update has some really critical fixes to stop crashes and make things look more consistent. Let's just zoom in on 3 key fixes that solve some of the most common and, frankly, most annoying GUI bugs. First, that guy from HW crash that could mess up communication between scripts, that's been fixed. The list view sort crash, which made dynamically sorting lists kind of unreliable, also fixed. And finally, a weird visual bug with list box tab spacing has been corrected, so your UIs look more consistent. Each one of these fixes just removes a major potential headache for anyone building UIs. So we've looked at all of these little individual fixes. Let's pull the camera back a bit and talk about the big picture here. Why is an update that has no new features so important? Well, the answer's pretty simple. Predictability is power. At the end of the day, this update is all about one thing: trust. It's about trusting that your hotkeys will fire when they're supposed to, that your classes will work the way they should, and that your GUIs won't just crash on your users. This update gets rid of a whole class of nasty surprises, letting you focus on actually building awesome stuff instead of chasing down weird bugs. So, with a more stable, more reliable AutoHotkey ready to go, the real question is, what are you going to do with it? I mean, seriously, this update gives you such a solid foundation to build even more ambitious and dependable automation. The possibilities are wide open. And if you're ready to start building and you want to take your skills to the next level, we'd love for you to join a community of other passionate users in our AHK Hero Calls. Just head on over to theautomator.com/AHK Hero to learn more. Thanks for tuning in.